this is our second week of sampling introduction songs. So this song is called Marimba, Kalimba, and Drums. African folk music instrumental. I hope you got that. Good evening, good morning, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are on our planet, on our globe. Hello, my name is Shroda Aglago. Thank you for joining me on Love, Forgive, Live podcast. I was sampling, today's the second week to sample introduction music for this podcast. I explained last week because somebody snatched my phone from my hand in broad daylight and ran with it. So for that reason, I do not have the music that I used to introduce my podcast with anymore. I have to choose a new one, and I don't know what to choose. So this is another one. I happen to like this one too. So go ahead. If you like this one, let me know. I'm going to sample music for 6 weeks. So this week is the second week of sampling music. I'm just writing this down. Second week of sampling music. And we will see what we will do if I get enough vote for each song. Okay? Let me know. I would love to make a choice that will work for everybody, if not the masses. But I aim to try and work with my brothers and sisters, and we will get along just fine. Anyways, my name is Shroda. It's Sroda, and it actually means for God's sakes. Yes, that's really what my name means. Now, I want to share today's podcast or today's topic because I feel it's due, especially to what is going on in our world right now. I want us to start to focus on what we truly want, because I think too many of us are getting confused and sidetracked with too many of the strange rhetorics. And I'm not going to go into repeating anything or explaining what I have heard or think or thoughts that I've heard, because that's not my goal here. My goal here is to empower, motivate, and of course, encourage my brothers and sisters. That's more important to me than what is going on politically or debates that may be going on. It's not my business, honestly. I choose to stay neutral because I'm more into what we need to do as individuals that helps us grow so that we can all partake in this one universal law of love and being one with one another, knowing that there is no separation between us. We are all one, and everyone out there is my brother and sister. Love you all. Today's topic is this: How do you practice your belief in your goals or your purpose? How do you practice your beliefs? This is a very touchy topic, because when you say believe, people immediately go to some strange definitions. It's none of my business what they explain, but no matter how much you describe one way or the other what it is that you believe in, there's one message or one thread that connects all of us together. And this thread or message is this: we all want to be great at what we do. No matter how little or how big or how small, we want to be good at it. We want to feel fulfilled that we have achieved something, be it spiritually, physically, or emotionally, or even intellect. I strongly believe that none of us start doing something in order to fail. We have an innate ability to believe that when we try, we will win. Now, whether that is a win or not, it is worth looking at the fact that when we try or when we work on something and we don't win, it doesn't mean we failed. Let me explain this. It does not mean we failed. Rather, it means that I just learned something new about myself, about what I thought I knew about what I was attempting or what I expected the stuff I'm attempting to be. And if it's not, what am I going to do about it? This is a crucial question we all should be asking ourselves. If you're not, I encourage you to ask yourself these questions because it's going to help you navigate the terrains of trying to grow and develop the self-discipline you need to stay focused on where you're going. And there's nothing wrong in asking the questions. Here's the thing. If you can imagine yourself being at the pinnacle of your business, your work, your career, your family, and your friendship, you must first work at it. There's nothing in this world that is done or that we can achieve without work. So here's what I will ask. If that is the case, then why is it that we sometimes believe we shouldn't have to work for it when it comes to our goals or our dreams, our desires? We must work at that too. Let me give you this biblical quote. I am sure you've heard about this over and over and over. Faith without works is dead. This is in James chapter 2, verse 14 to 16. You can read up the rest. I just chose the first line. Faith without works is dead. This is really important. I see and I hear a lot of my brothers and sisters say, I have faith, I have faith. But then when I begin to ask the questions, okay, you have faith in your dreams. What have you done or attempted in your dreams? They get stuck. Oh, well, and then this is the funny thing. I sometimes ask the simple question. Number one, what is it going to cost you? Do you know where you're going to be putting up this business? Where is the location? What is the services you're going to be offering? Then they're like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And I'm like, well, that's just one thing you just mentioned. And you want a place? Or they'll say, oh, well, the plan is to do this. I get the plan is to do A, B, C, D, and D, but have you attempted to work on that plan? This is what they mean. Faith without works is dead. You can have the faith that you can have a business, but you must put the work in. Here's the thing. The problem is not dreaming. Dream all you want. Go into an imaginary world. Dream all you want. But you must begin to put the work into it. Even though you do not know how it's going to go, even though you have no clue where it's going to go. In order to execute your dreams and allow them to come to fruition and become physical, you must put the work in it, because the mere fact of you desiring it in your head, in your inner world, you are actually activating something powerful. Your subconscious mind, the God within you. As you are in God, God is in you. You are activating that to go and work on your behalf. But in order for that to happen, you must put your words into place. That wisdom, that greatness within you, that is waiting to be birthed into something brilliant, magnificent, something that you can look at and say, wow, this came through me. This is amazing. In order for that to happen, there's some basic principle of work that you must put through. Because if you do not do these, you will not get what you need. The strange thing is, people do not do the work, and when they don't get to where they want to go or what they want, they don't get that, they immediately start blaming the divine, start blaming source, start blaming God. The universe, I keep saying, is not against you. God is not against you. It is ready with open arms to guide you, to teach you, to assist you in receiving your desires. But you must put the work into it. Without the works, there's nothing else. This is not something to be taken lightly. I want you, my brothers and sisters, to become aware of the plan and make it work. Always start by deciding, number one, what do you want? The strangest thing is, anytime I ask this question, what do you want? You will not believe this. You will not believe how many people begin to give me this answer. I don't want, I don't want, I don't want. And I usually stop and ask this question again. Let's try again. What do you want? They usually pause and look at me like, what does she mean by that? Here's the fact. I asked the question, what do you want? I did not ask, what don't you want? This is the strangest thing. Every single time people hear this question, they immediately start thinking about what they don't want. Let me explain what happens when the mind does that, or when people do this. You ask the question and they immediately go to that. When you ask the question, they immediately go to what they don't want, because your negative thought process has an ability to push away your positive thought process. Let me explain it. Your negative thought process has the strange ability to push away your positive thought process. So when that happens, this is what goes on. It pushes your positive thought process to the background, and the negative thought process comes to the forefront and said, me. I want to be more important in your life now than the positive. And I want you to focus on me, because I am the only one that matters in this picture. This is the self-destructive messages we give to ourselves, and begin to rehash the things that we do not want to become more present in our life. And then when it becomes more present, the strangest thing is we begin to create belief systems that support the things that we don't want. This is very clear. I want you to get this. We begin to do that to create a stumbling block that continues to perpetuate the lies that what you want to keep seeing is what you don't want, the negative stuff. I hear people sometimes say, well, my life just sucks, I just can't get it right. No, you can get it right. The bottom line is to choose where you focus your energy on, because the negative thought will keep coming harder. But this is where you have to work. Remember, faith without works is hard. You have to work. Is dead, sorry. Faith without works is dead. You must work on staying focused on the positive. Staying focused on the fact that it is possible for you to get to your goal. It is possible for you to achieve your expected end. And in doing so, you begin to limit the strength the negative thought process has on you. Because the negative thought process believes it's got strength to distract you from anything else. But you have got to work on it by choosing to either focus on the good or the negative. Because the negative just keeps coming at you. The strangest thing is, has anyone out there thought about the fact that the negative thoughts work so hard and pushing so hard to make itself in your forefront always for you to focus on that? Could it be because the negative thoughts recognize itself that it cannot win? That negative thought process is coming from your ego. And when ego recognizes that it cannot win, this is the strange thing ego does. It'll fight, manipulate, do all that it can do to remind you that you need it. And this is where you need to start and say, but I don't though. I'm choosing differently. You must be deliberate about this. You must be conscious about this. You must choose rightly what to do. And as you do so, the negative thought process that goes in your head begins to lose its grip on you. Number 2, this is where the other work begins. The second work is to write down what you want. Write it down. If it is the vacation you want to go to, if it is the education that you want to have, or a simple, which is, even though it's more important, but to others may be simple, but something like good health. How does that look like? Write it down. Because you can say, I want good health. That means nothing. Write it down. See it in your inner world. See it in your imagination. See that and write it down. Write it down because that is what is going to save you. Write it down because it's going to give you clarity. If you cannot find it, here's what I'll tell you to do. Start exploring what that is in you. And once you explore it, you're going to be faced with a couple of challenges. thoughts will be coming and say, just like when you tried the last time you couldn't get it, what makes you think this time you get it? This is the battle of the mind when you want to get somewhere. And sometimes the act of just writing down what it is exactly you want and describing what it is clearly without any confusion you begin to bring to focus what it was that you saw in your imagination. That's why it's important. That's why it creates the most crucial understanding for you. Because once you have that, you will not be sidetracked. And when you write it down, put it in the place where you can see. Either put it next to your bed, either by the nightstand, by the dresser, whatever it is that works for you. Put it there and look at it. So what I'm saying when you look at it is, when you wake up, it's the first thing you see in the morning. When you're going to bed, is the last thing you see on a wall before you turn the light off to go to sleep. This is how you keep the focus and the energy of what you wish to attract, what you wish to see, and what you believe you've seen in your inner world, in your imagination, is truth, is real to you. Give yourself the chance. Play in your head for a while. Go into your childlike dream world in your imagination. And write down the specifics of what you want. Like I said, you should be able to see it. And let me explain where you could find this. I believe it's Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2. Yes. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2. And it says, write the things down so that you may see them day in and day out, to remind you where you're going and what you're doing. This cannot be something that you can run from. If you don't do this, good luck. I have people tell me, oh no, the list is in my head. What I want is in my head. But you haven't put it down on paper. There's an actual proof that this works. Use it. Practice it. Try it out. If it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. But here's the thing. It's an age-old practice that has been done over and over and over and over and over. It is written. So use it to your advantage. I don't understand. Anyone could come to you and say, oh, something is going to happen and it's a terrible thing. You're ready to believe that. But when it is something like working on your desires and your dreams and creating what you need to get you there. Number 3. As soon as you dream this and you've written down what you want and it's on a wall, either in the bedroom, by the nightstand, the dresser, You can keep it even in your kitchen if you want to, or you can keep it in your bathroom if you want to. What I used to do is I would write the desire or what I want or need on a piece of paper. Then I put it behind me, facing the mirror. So when I am looking in the mirror, I get to see what my desire is in front of me, being reflected from behind me to the front. Very powerful. And when I wake up and I see that, it brings a smile to my face. I don't know about you, but it makes me feel good. That I may not have all the answers or know exactly what I need in order to reach my goal of my desire. But rather, I see that and it builds this excitement within me. I get excited. I literally start smiling. Yes, that early morning I start smiling because it just tells me I am doing something. I'm enacting something to be a birth into this world, from my imaginary mental world to be birthed. So seeing that create that excitement and it feels good. Seriously, feels amazing. My question to you is this. What is it going to cost you if you don't believe this will work for you? That's a question you need to answer for yourself. And find out how that becomes your daily practice. If it's money you want, if it's favor for you to get a connection to a business prospect, it doesn't hurt to dream it, to see it. Allow yourself to get excited about this. Sometimes it may be a specific research you have to do to learn more about what you want to do. Don't sit still and say, let me just imagine and sit here and everything will be fine. No, sweetheart. Let's get this straight. You gotta go out there, ask questions, go to the libraries, get the books, read up on it, research it, ask questions, ask the staff at the library, hey, I'm trying to find this, I don't understand it, could you help me? You have to be harping at it time and time and time and again. You cannot stop. Sometimes it's about looking for the price of the object that you're desiring. Even though at the time you do not even have a cent towards it, or you do not even have 2 pennies to rub together to spark a fire. But here's the thing. You're going to see how much it'll cost. This gives you an idea for the next level. How? How to get this going. because it's at least a step. And the strangest thing is, once you do this, as soon as you're almost done or done with it, the next step gets to be unfolded to you. So here's what I want you to understand. I'm going to explain 3 things, or speak 3 things. What is faith? I believe I mentioned it before. Trust, surrender, and believe equals faith. Or you can say trust, surrender equals faith. You've got to trust the divine presence. You've got to trust the creator of the entire universe and you, that lives within you and you in the creator. As you are one, the creator, the universe, source, God, begins to open the door for the next step. The strange thing is, you will not be able to have the next step until you did the work of the one that was before, even though you didn't know what was coming before. This is why doing the works is important. You may be doing the works without even knowing that that's what you're supposed to be doing, but the moment you do it, there's something powerful, an alignment happens. The angels begin to act on your behalf and begin to bring the next step. They unfold it before you. And usually this is what happens. Some of us, we get blown away. I always call my friends and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And of course, my group of friends who know me very well said, Schroeder, up to now, I am shocked you still keep getting amazed. When every time you start something, you have no clue about it. But the moment you start, things keep unfolding for you because you keep growing with it. You keep learning more. You keep learning more. But why is it that every time things happen and informations are being unfolded and given to you, you're able to sustain yourself and do this? And people ask this question, and I'm blown away because every single time it happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, can you believe this? And they're like, why are you excited? It always happens. But I'm like a kid. Every time it happens, I'm blown away. Now, I'll tell you this. The next step is, once you write everything down and you're seeing your list, and then you've gone to do the research, one step after the other, and then you have no clue how the answers are coming, but they start coming to you. That is your passion, because the passion is what fuels it. Because here's the thing, the creator gives you those things for you to get excited, and then gives you a clue that you're on the right path. And that excitement is needed. It's a catalyst for you to keep going. So in order for you to get that, you must do the work by taking the step. Do the research, do the works to find out what comes next. Now, I'm going to give you another step. I think this is step 5. You've heard of mirror works. Mirror works happens in therapy, in my coaching, but here it also works in going towards your goals or your desires. And in order for that to happen, you would be amazed. Let me explain this to you. Stand in front of that mirror and ask, before you start speaking, standing there, take a few breaths. Make sure you're gonna give yourself at least a minimum 5 minutes in front of that mirror. and become present. Begin to breathe. Just take 5 breaths. Sometimes I do 10. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you start doing that, there's something powerful that happens. You are beginning to recall all that you need to do in order to awaken all your senses, to become aligned with truth. That there's nothing you'll be denied towards your desires. See it in your inner world. Feel it. Taste it. Know it. Now the final work begins. Have you noticed when you are driving or you're in a car and you look in the rearview mirror, the object that's behind you looks a little more clear? Well, now, this inner stuff that is within you, you're going to claim it. And in claiming it, you're going to stand in the mirror. Whilst you stand in the mirror, you're going to say these words. I'm going to give you some examples. I am stronger than the obstacles that I see in front of me. I am capable of being the person I see in my imaginary world, in my inner world. That person is standing presently and staring at me in this mirror. It is I. I am. Focus on my goals. The path that I've taken towards my goals are the right paths. It leads me to where I need to go. I am a leader in my business, and I have more than the capability to lead my team. I have no desire but to be a just leader for my team. I am present for all the steps and the process of my desires coming to fruition. I am confident I will have what I strongly desire because I've put the works in it, and now I release it to the Creator to keep giving me the next step and the next step and the next step. Keep looking into your own eyes in this mirror. Speak this into existence. Tell yourself, I am strong. And I am capable of being that person I see. You have to be relentless about these steps. Put it to use. Put it to use because it will work for you. Everything you need is already within you. So now use it. You know the strangest thing? Those who intend to create harm use this thing. So why not you use this to create good? It works beautifully. Allow it to become your practice. Allow this to become your true faith. Faith is not just something you just say you feel. It's believing and seeing things that are not yet seen. So believe me, your imaginary inner world is important and powerful. Connect with that. Close your door. Stand in that bathroom mirror. Speak clearly. And you know what? Even if it's a speech you want to give, when you receive that award of your career or whatever it is that you want to do, stand in that mirror. Recite your speech. Speak as though the people are standing in front of you, and then speak your words. Make this count. Faith without works is dead. So get your works done. I urge you, my brothers and sisters, let's not waste our time here. Make use of it. Take hold of it. Breathe air, love, peace, intentions into your dreams, into your desires. There's nothing stopping you but you, what you say to yourself in your head. Take it, run with it. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Give yourself this time. And when you do the mirror works, do it in the morning, before you walk out the door. Do it at night, before you go to your bedroom. Do not neglect your dreams. Pick it up. In spite of what anybody has said to you and told you it will not work, do not listen to that. What do you say? What made you dream that dream? Answer that. Put the words in it. Make it work. My brothers and sisters, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to talking to you again next week. My name is Sroda Aglagu. I am glad you joined me for Love, Forgive, Live. And I hope you'll be here with me next week because I'm excited. Once again, this music I was playing to you, let me lower it a little bit. It's called African Folk Music Instrumental. Marimba, kalimba, and drums. I'm going to see if anybody likes this one, and I could use this one as my introductions on the podcast. So let me know at love, LUV, 4 give, live at gmail.com. Love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.